Michael here, School Programs Coordinator at the Wild Center in Tupper Lake, New York, in the heart of the Adirondacks. So for our activity, you can use any of the objects I have here. So I have a notebook. It's always great to record your findings in a science notebook. I have a magnifying glass to look a little bit more closely at what we're going to be exploring, pencil to record your findings, and then colored pencils if you want to add any information to your drawings if you choose to do so. So these are all optional. All you really need are your senses and a sense of curiosity. And let's go explore. Welcome to our trout stream exhibit here inside the Wild Center. So this exhibit here behind me, or next to me, seeks to replicate a small stream habitat or ecosystem that you could find right here in the Adirondack Park. So today we're going to practice asking some questions to learn a little bit more, or start us thinking a little bit more about everything that we see and notice here in this exhibit. Or, in your case, I challenge you to go outside, grab an object inside. It could be as small as a rock, as big as a whole ecosystem near you, and try to ask as many questions as you can. So the goal today isn't necessarily to answer those questions, it's just to ask as many as you can and write them all down or mark them all down in your mind. So today I've got my handy science notebook. I've got a jar here of colored pencils and pencils. I'm just going to use a pencil today, but if you want, you can add drawings to your notes as well. So I'll go ahead and illustrate what we want to do, and then you can go out and try it on your own. Okay, so let's think of some questions. In this exhibit, I wonder how many fish there are. I wonder how much water is in the exhibit. How much water? I wonder what would happen if I was to dam up the waterfall over there. So what would happen to waterfall if I dam it? I wonder what would happen, what the fish would do if I move the logs around in the water, or maybe add some more logs and rocks to the exhibit. So what would happen if I add rocks or logs? I wonder a little bit about where the fish spend most of their time. I see them all over there, but do they spend all their time over there, or do they swim around in the whole exhibit, the whole stream a lot? So noting what the fish are doing, I wonder where fish spend their time. And let's think of one more. I wonder what would happen if I planted more plants around the side of the stream. I wonder how the fish would change their behaviors, or maybe what plants would do really well along the stream. Those are just some examples of questions that you could ask. And again, you can always add notes, add drawings and labels to that to add more of your observations as you ask these questions. But I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video here in a second. You'll see some prompts to help you out. We're going to ask as many questions as we can. You can keep them in your mind, or you can write them down on the paper like I did, of an object or a space that you're in right now. So good luck, have fun, and happy exploring. Okay, now that we've seen a little bit about how to ask questions about my exhibit here, and that you've asked some questions about your object or your habitat that you're exploring, we have them all marked down in our mind or in our notebook. And it's time for us to think a little bit about the different kinds of questions that we asked. So there are two main different types of questions. One are closed questions. Those questions typically have a yes or no answer, a solid, specific answer. And then the other kind are open questions. And those questions, often as you start exploring and looking for the answers of them, this is where the fun of science comes in. They spawn or create more questions that you can keep exploring and keep learning. So I challenge you, now that you've gotten your questions all marked down, is to go ahead and find a book, ask permission to find some reputable sources on the internet, and try to answer some of those questions and do some research on your own. Happy exploring, everybody.